All right.
This might be better for us.
Thank you to all the fans for making Woodward Sports your #1 online destination for Detroit sports. We promise not to drop the ball.
3, 2.
Welcome to the College Football Show. I am Justin Satawa, and I am joined by Haley Scott. We got Ryan in the TD booth hanging out as well. We're ready to rock. Haley, what are we talking about today? We got a loaded slate for the people.
A loaded slate. Most definitely. We are talking David Portnoy drama with Fox. We're talking Bryce Underwood, new revelations with Michigan. We're talking, is Michigan State going to make it to a bowl game? And is Aidan Chiles going to lead the Big Ten? And we are also talking about the most pressing concerns for Michigan football 2025, and not to mention the college football kickoff game with Iowa State and Kansas State. I'm so excited to talk about it, so please stay tuned.
And shout out to Alice Spoon and John F. and Lord in the chat. We appreciate you being here on this beautiful Tuesday night. And shout out to BlackRock and Sun Cruiser. Me and Ryan were getting turnt there before the show, so we had to keep the party going. Had to rip some more Sun Cruisers. So hopefully the heavyweights enjoyed. They had some bussin' food, but that's not what we're here about. We're here to talk about the tea, Haley.
The tea.
And Haley, as an expert yourself in the tea, we're going to get your opinion on it. As Dave Portnoy has been essentially taken off the Fox broadcast for the first game of the season, I will read you what he had to say about it.
But before you do that, speaking of tea, drink your Sun Cruiser iced tea.
Oh.
Sponsored by the Lions, sponsored by us. Happy to drink it. Been sipping on some of it today. It's a great drink.
It is. And you know what is great is this reaction that Dave Portnoy had to all of this stuff coming out. And I'll read you the tweet from Ross Dellinger. He's the one that reported it. Ohio State did not issue a ban on Dave Portnoy. AD Ross Borick tells Yahoo Sports Borick confirms that Fox decided Portnoy would not be on the main desk of Big Noon Kickoff, and those not on the desk do not normally appear on the field. These are Fox's decisions, he emphasized.
Very interesting.
And where I think this gets interesting is where in week 2, is Dave Portnoy not going to be on the desk? Because from my understanding from reading the job description, he was going to be on the desk. He was going to be one of the main panelists.
So is this Fox's doing? Or?
Yes, Fox's Big Noon Kickoff.
Okay.
They go into the field before the games, and they set up on the field, and they are saying that Dave Portnoy cannot come into the field. He can do the setup where Big Noon Kickoff is located, but when they move into the field, he cannot be on the field.
So my question with this is, how much of Dave Portnoy's platform, his following, his media personality has to do with this decision? Because is Fox intimidated by his popularity, his power?
I think they are. And I'm sorry to cut you off, but I think when a guy has 3.7 million followers, which is like literally 2.9 million more than how many Ohio State football has, they are just worried about the narratives that he can build, because you know what's going to happen if he were to do this. He was going to come in there, he was going to act like an ass, and he's doing it on purpose. It's his character, it's his persona, and it's awesome. It is so funny watching him interact with fans, going around in his crown and his scepter, but at the end of the day, I don't believe the reports. And you know, shame on me, I guess, if I am biased because I am a Michigan fan. I just don't see a path where there wasn't some Ohio State ideology behind it, and I think Ryan feels the same way.
Oh, yeah. I was just reading the chat. Also, is Mark Satawa, is that one of your...
That's my dad.
That's your dad?
That's my dad.
He had a fantastic chat, and this is exactly how I feel. Mark Satawa said, how do you spell Ohio State? S-O-U-S-O-F-T. Soft. And that's exactly how I feel about the Buckeyes. I mean, they made a law where it's a felony to plant a flag on their... Oh, and Danny G even has a good one too, but I can't read that. But Ohio State is soft. They are so concerned about Michigan. And I go back to the 2021 Michigan football game where Harbaugh said that they were soft. And that translated and spiraled over years and years and years. Ryan Day, is so concerned about what an 80-year-old Lou Holtz had to say. We got a tough team. We got a tough team. I'm Ohio State. I'm Ryan Day. And now they're concerned about Dave Portnoy. If anything, he's going to put more spotlight on the game himself because of his following and of what he does. Portnoy knows what he's doing. He knows how to rile up the right people. He does exactly that. And I don't see anything wrong. And they also banned Barstool from being there. And there's three big Ohio State guys on Barstool, not even there. Ohio State is just as soft as they could be. They're Charmin, ultra soft. They need expanded playoffs in order to win natties.
Great point, Ryan. That's my big question. If someone that was not Dave Portnoy were to say your exact words, let's use TD Ryan for an example, is it allowed for Fox to just ban you from your abilities to talk college football to such a big platform? Like, it doesn't make sense to me. Someone with such big opinions is not only going to gain such a big following, but also create a stance for themselves with whether you agree or disagree. Like, obviously Dave Portnoy is like, F Ohio State. Is this the main reason that Fox is trying to limit his basically camera time with him?
Yes, I think that's 100% what's going on here. And I honestly, I can't stop laughing about it. And the chat is going off. And shout out to you guys. We appreciate all you guys being here. But Ohio State is spelled Pussy. Ohio State smells like a tire fire. Shout out to Danny G and Gromit. Also, he shouts out the new show. We appreciate the love.
Thank you.
And then Ian say that with the $2 super chat.
Shout
out to you. We appreciate you being here. J-Saw. We need the Saw tonight. The Saw will be coming out later in the show when we talk about Kansas State, Iowa State. Haley is terrified of the character that was created this weekend. But we'll get into it. We're excited. We got lots to get into. But Haley, do you ultimately believe that they are just trying to control the narratives that they can when it comes to the Ohio State because they're not allowing Dave to have the platform that I think everyone believes that he has during the regular season?
I think they're trying to control as much as they can control. You know what I mean? So whatever stance that Fox as a whole takes, didn't know that they were so protective over Ohio State. But
it's funny because the execs are all Michigan. The execs are all from Michigan.
So that's ironic because regardless of the rivalries, regardless of opinions or whatever, Dave Portnoy brings in a lot of viewership, a lot of diversified opinions because not only does he talk sports, but he talks food, he talks entertainment, he talks drama, and people are engulfed by him and his team as a whole. So there's a reason why he's been brought to this platform to speak. So honestly, it's unfortunate that this is occurring because honestly, you're kind of like limiting the revenue that you could possibly get from this.
I agree. I think that this is a terrible move in terms of ratings. I mean, Dave Portnoy in Ohio Stadium would be absolute cinema. I cannot even remotely believe why they would do this. But Dave had his own things to say about it, and we're going to give him his spotlight. Ohio State should stop worrying about Michigan, focus on Texas, big game coming up. Don't let your Michigan inferiority complex destroy your entire season. I think that's a great way to look at it. I don't know why this is happening so close to this game because this is the biggest week one game we've seen in so long, honestly, arguably ever, where it really makes you question how, like, I don't know. There's got to be an integrity to rivalries, in my opinion. Like, you can't mention Ohio State in the same sentence without mentioning Michigan, and it goes both ways, where they are forever entwined in the history of college football, where banning alums on TV shows is bad for the rivalry. Like, you would never see, and I know it's so different, okay, because, like, Kirk Herbstreit is one of the best college football journalists on the planet. But that'd be like Michigan banning Kirk Herbstreit for coming in the stadium. But it's utterly ridiculous. A guy who is one of the faces of the sport And you can argue with the wall if you want to argue that Dave Portnoy doesn't represent the University of Michigan. He does more than honestly anyone, because he believes they're going to win the national title this year. So
Crazy.
if you're that big of a freaking believer where you think that this team's going to win a national title, you deserve to be a face of Michigan.
But Justin,
think-
continue, Haley.
I was just going to say, like, I think the most important thing is, bottom line, football in general is supposed to be a thing where we can have rivalries, we can have opposing opinions, we can have these outbursts of excitement and joys and disappointments and say these big opinions, because that's a big part that goes into the culture of it. So I support Dave Portnoy in having opinions and having big opinions and having a big following that agrees with those opinions.
And before you tap in, I think Jonathan Moody from the chat hits it perfectly. They definitely banned him. Fox didn't go through all the trouble to hire Barstool with their own morning show every single day. That's a big caveat in this. They are putting so much stock into Barstool, and this is completely different from the entity we know Fox from being, where they're telling Dave Portnoy that he can't come in the stadium. And that just further proves that what Michigan fans say about Ohio State. And I think it's true. I think they're soft, and I think that Ryan's going to agree with that.
Yeah, I absolutely agree that they're soft. But right before we move on, go back to your last point, Justin, about the rivalry. I mean, if we're being completely honest, college football itself is ruining rivalry games left and right. Like, conference realignment is ruining it all the time. How long did it take for A&M and Texas to finally play each other before this past year? Missouri and Kansas didn't play each other for a while. So rivalries itself are getting ruined every single year, and I'm sure there'll be a couple they'll be new and start to resurface as new ones. But I think college football rivalries as a whole, we're starting to see less and less, unless it's Michigan, Ohio State, the Iron Bowl, LSU, trying to think of their main rival, Alabama. But for the most part, college football rivalries are getting ruined in the process. But I don't think to any circumstance it will be Michigan, Ohio State will ever get ruined.
Of course, I completely agree. And I think that it's unfortunate that it has come to this. I think that... Do we know for a fact that this is set in stone, or is this only...
Yeah, it's pretty set in stone.
Oh, so he's not...
Yeah, he's not going to be in the shoot. No, not at all.
Oh.
Yeah, which is sad because he was literally just there for the Tennessee game in the first round of the playoff. But, I mean, it's Ohio State. They don't want Portnoy, who's such a big figure who hates them, in the building and just crapping on him, because he's going to bring up 13-10 4 straight, and they just don't want that to happen. Which, again, this doesn't make sense to me. You just won the national championship. You just went through the biggest gauntlet to win a national championship ever, and you're worried about Michigan. It doesn't make sense. It really doesn't.
They will always be worried
100%.
about Michigan because they're soft.
Yes.
But you know who is not soft? Bryce Underwood.
He's not. And shout out to Tony Too Sweet in the chat. Love these fresh new faces. So shout out to you guys, the rookies here at Woodward Sports, getting their stripes. But who's also getting his stripes is Bryce Underwood. Bryce Underwood named the starting quarterback of the Michigan Wolverines by Sharon Moore. I'm going to go around the room. I think that's not a surprise to anyone in this room.
I agree. I was saying earlier.
I know you were trying to you were trying hard to see the Mikey Keene angle, which I respected. We needed the devil's advocate, but at the end of the day, you didn't believe that Mikey Keene was going to start on this team, did you?
I was more so trying to play devil's advocate in a way that not everyone in the room, not everyone watching knows that Bryce Underwood is going to be QB1. Like, we kind of already knew that, but, it's just the fact that they hadn't named him yet. They purposely, for some reason, didn't want to name him until a certain point. So, yeah, at that point, I was like, maybe Mikey Keene could be the quarterback, but in that case, we'd be relying on the defense so much more. Things with the entire team would be so much more different. I'm very relieved to know that Bryce Underwood will be the starting quarterback, though.
I am as well. And I think that Bryce Underwood is being put in such an insulated situation. Like, I think that DJ Lagway last year, as good as he was down the stretch, he wasn't put into as good of a situation as Michigan is putting Bryce Underwood in. Michigan still is
Schedule
going to
didn't
have
help
a
either.
very good offensive line. We can argue if it's going to be elite or not. I think that's to be seen. But he's going to have at least a very good offensive line. He's got one of the best running back tandems in the entire college football landscape. And then he has some really solid receivers and a nice tight end. He's got some good weapons. So I think that the expectations can be higher than what you normally would expect. But I'm not saying they should be Trevor Lawrence level. I think that if you can hit somewhere between DJ Lagway last year, 12 touchdowns throwing, 9 picks, and then Trevor Lawrence winning the national title for Clemson, I think if you hit somewhere between that mark, it's a successful season for Bryce Underwood.
I completely agree. If it's his first year starting out, especially as the starting quarterback, but at the same time, like, he is the number one freshman recruit. Like, he is the guy to look out for. Everyone is so much more excited for Michigan football because of Bryce Underwood, and we're waiting to see what he has to offer. Is he going to go full force at kickoff, or is he going to wait until, mid-season to give his full abilities? I don't know. But what I do know is that it was a good choice. Putting him as starting QB, especially with all of his, stats and achievements, like, it's the only feasible answer.
I'm hearing guys who called games for him call him special. They saw him play, and they know that he is that type of dude. He's that type of athlete where even when he just steps onto the scene, he's already such a premier athlete where, you saw it. Obviously receiver is an easier position to make your mark on, but Jeremiah Smith comes in last year as one of the highest touted freshmen in the entire country and comes in as one of the best receivers in Ohio State history as a freshman. That's just how it is. Freshmen come in and start now. Freshmen come in and compete.
Right.
They show you everything that they can show you, and that's where I truly believe that Bryce Underwood is going to take a step forward. He's going to show you that he is going to be that guy at Michigan, especially with how they're going to utilize him. He's not going to be asked to do a lot. J.J. McCarthy in their championship season only had 14 pass completions with 20 attempts per game. That's a very low clip. You're not going to be asking him to do a lot. What you're going to ask him to do is extend drives, make that play with his legs, make that short throw for the third and short when the defense is expecting a run. That's what J.J. McCarthy was so elite at Michigan, and that's where I have an issue with everyone saying that J.J. McCarthy was a handoff merchant in college. Because if you actually watch the games and you saw the way that he was synthesizing that offense and creating plays time and time out on the read option, on when he made the one-handed catch on the trick play during the Rose Bowl. Anytime you needed a play, J.J. McCarthy made it on a game-to-game basis. And that's where you don't need to expect that out of Bryce Underwood, but you can expect him when you need a play to happen. He is a premier athlete with the support around him where I would expect him to make a ton of plays.
Not only is he pro-level size, 6'5", 227 pounds, but also on a non-athletic standpoint, all of his teammates, his coach has said that he's oftentimes the first one in the training building, the last one out. His dedication, his leadership, and his maturity for his age are such important qualities to have in a starting quarterback. A starting quarterback is going to lead the team as a whole, and I think that Bryce Underwood is the one to do it.
And if your hopes are that he's going to be Denard Robinson, I have some breaking news for you. He's going to be better. You
can't compare him to Shoelace, man. Come on.
can. The Shoelace did not have even remotely close to the arm talent that Bryce Underwood has. And we're seeing that in the chat. Brandon, going to Belleville home games, I knew the kid was going to start. The arm talent is there. Bryce is generational. The bar should be higher. That's B. Lakely, CFC. So there is a general belief how good this kid is. He truly is great. He's going to be great. Like, you look at that list of quarterbacks that me and Ryan were going through before the show, and you're talking about the past number one quarterback in classes. It doesn't always pan out on the pro level. Okay, let's cut it there.
There's three
but
lines
we're talking
in that
about
list.
college. Okay, there are very few times where the number one overall recruit in the country busts as a recruit. Is that a crazy take? Because if you go through the names, you got Quinn Ewers, you got Arch Manning, you got DJ Lagway, you got Trevor Lawrence, you got the list goes on and on. All those guys in college were at least very good college quarterbacks or better. And to be honest, Denard Robinson, as much as I love him, he was electrifying. He had legitimate problems as a quarterback. He was not a quarterback. He was a running back that had a cannon. That's how it is.
I don't know why Denard Robinson's even brought up. I know someone mentioned in the chat, but Denard underthrew everything. Like, even his his probably most important play in his entire Michigan career, that throw to Roy Roundtree in the corner of the end zone to beat Notre Dame, that was an underthrown ball. Like, jeez, and the mic. Oh, wow. All right, well, we'll cut to you.
We'll give Ryan a second because his mic just broke. I don't know what just happened there, but
Does it switch back to us?
Yes, he's going to bring it back over here. We're going to keep talking about Bryce Underwood because,
Trevor Lawrence is a perfect example as a freshman starting quarterback who won a national championship this year. And I don't think that that's so far-fetched to compare to Bryce Underwood. Nonetheless, Michigan has never had a Bryce Underwood ever.
No,
before.
they have not. The closest they were was JJ and Shea Patterson, but the difference is JJ is still a pocket passer. He's not a true dual threat quarterback. He has plenty of arm talent, and you could argue if Bryce or JJ have more arm talent. I'm not going to take a side specifically. But when you're talking about the upside that Bryce Underwood has, he has that Cam Newton level rushing upside. He is 6'4", 220. And then that's as a not 220. That's way too. I think that's way too. Or no, he might be 214.
It said he was 227.
See, that blows my mind. As a freshman, being 227 is absolutely absurd. Imagine him in a year, in 2 years, when he's a junior and he's draft eligible. When he's 240, 250, he's going to be Cam Newton's size. He's going to be absolutely impossible to stop as a defense, especially when you're putting the pressure on him that you can put when you have an elite running game like Michigan's going to have, and all you're going to be asking of him is to hit long timing play action passes that don't take the toughest throws. He's going to have guys wide open because there's going to be players keyed on the run. It's going to be a very easy system for Bryce Underwood to thrive in.
I completely agree. I just fact-checked. It says 6'4", 228. So, you know what? It's a perfect stature, perfect build, even better than perfect build for a college football quarterback. But if you don't mind, I would love to not only talk about Michigan, but let's talk some Michigan State. I feel like
I need to hit some of these comments first. I'm sorry to cut you off because we got to make sure we're showing chat some. Me and Alex the Spoon are on a vibe right now because he's picking up everything that I'm putting down. Before I even said it, he said, "What about Cam Newton?" That's a good comp right there. Right. And then I said it right on cue. So shout out to him. He is on it. And then Denard Robinson shined when Michigan had Brady Hoke as a coach. He gave us memories even though we had no shot of a championship. He was a fine quarterback. He was a fine college quarterback. I wouldn't take him to win a national title ever, but he's a fine quarterback. And I think that Bryce Underwood has a very easy path to overtaking him as the most electrifying Michigan quarterback in the past 10 to 15 years.
Absolutely.
Honestly, easily. Because it was supposed to be Shea Patterson. He kind of busted. JJ was elite, but he wasn't asked to do a lot. Not as much as someone as Joe Burrow at LSU, but he got around. And I think that we're going to get around because it's now some time to talk some Michigan State. So now, take it away.
Let's talk some Michigan State. I feel like we haven't been shedding enough light on Michigan State as a Michigan-based college football show, but we're going to. So the big question is Michigan State going to make a bowl game? My short answer is yes, but I'm sure, Justin, you have more to talk about it.
Yes, I do. And we will get back to Michigan talk if you so well choose. Just let us know in the chat. The chat operates the show. We are only the pens that you guys are the paper. So give us our ideas, and we will go back to Michigan if you so please. But I do believe that a bowl game is a must for Michigan State for two reasons. The first one is Jonathan Smith might get fired if they don't make a bowl game. And that's just the harsh reality. You're seeing teams turn around programs so quickly. Kurt Signetti goes into Indiana and 1 year makes the playoff, first time in school history. And you're seeing Jonathan Smith just absolutely drop a bomb. I will give him credit. He did a lot of good things in the portal this year. But the entire infrastructure of that team depends on Aidan Chiles. They did everything that they could to re-infrastructure that offense for him this year, and it's going to be on his shoulders.
I completely agree. Should I go into the article that
Yes.
we went over?
Yes, please.
So basically, we came across this article that was explaining why Michigan State was going to make a bowl game this year. 5 reasons. We're going to quickly go through it, just dissect it a little bit. So,
Michigan State is applying for the MAC this year.
no.
No, that's not
No,
happening. But good comment. Good comment. I love it. I love it.
So,
All right, easy.
easy. Number 1 on this article is inexperienced freshman. Oh, QB Bryce Underwood must deliver immediate. Oh, okay. So this is an article on Michigan. So maybe we're still talking Michigan.
I mean, we are still talking Michigan, honestly, because we're getting questions about Michigan, so we got to do what the
Okay.
people want. What about Michigan's defense this year? How are they looking? Michigan's defense is looking very good, and I think that you saw this taste of that in the bowl game because they had no Kenneth Grant, they had no Mason Graham, and they still absolutely dominated Alabama, who was playing every single one of their starters. They were playing their 5-star left tackle and Proctor. They were playing Jalen Milroe. They were playing Justice Haynes. They were playing Jam Miller. They were playing everyone. Ryan Williams. And they still managed to put so much pressure on Jalen Milroe that they were able to win that game without even being remotely solid on offense. They were absolutely abysmal on offense, and they got actually a scoop and score, which if they didn't get that, they would have lost the game. Shout out to you for adjusting on the fly. I don't know what happened to the microphone, but you're killing it. All right, we got to chill on MSU a little bit, guys. Your mic's not on. You forgot to turn your mic on. Make sure you click the button on the microphone itself. But I will continue because I had a lot more to say about Michigan's defense. Michigan's defense is going to be unreal. Whit Martindale talked about the freshmen having to play in some pivotal roles this year. I'm all good with that. See, like the new age of freshmen not playing is just absolutely ridiculous. Like, we're going to see Bryce Underwood play. You're going to see the rest of the top recruits to play. But the big additions to this defense are TJ Metcalf. He's going to be an absolute dog in the secondary. You've heard great things out of camp out of Jair Hill. I mean, you saw the upside on Derek Moore last year in the bowl game. He was absolutely wreaking havoc on Alabama. I really like this Michigan defense. I think it's going to be as elite as the elite can be. They're going to be a top 5 unit in all of college football. I don't think Michigan's defense has any worries at all. I really do. This Michigan defense is special, and the way that Whit Martindale was able to adjust throughout the season to the personnel that he had in order to create a defense where they could win games without any offensive help was truly impressive. So I really like this Michigan defense this year.
So should we continue talking about Michigan, or should I go to Michigan State?
What is your opinion on the defense? They're asking for it. I'm not just.
Oh, I mean, I think the defense will be fine. A bigger concern that I have is like the turnover with the offensive line. They're should be okay as far as being able to have big weapons on backing up Bryce Underwood, but that's not to say that you have a youthful starting out quarterback who is going to basically lead a team as a whole, which is fair enough to say that there's going to be some questionability with it, but I mean, I do think that they'll be better than last year, definitely.
For sure. So we have an article, and Haley's going to hit you with it, but I'm going to preview it. It is by Justin Thine, and it is Michigan State will surprise people in 2025. Where does my confidence come from? Here are 5 reasons why I believe MSU will at least make a bowl game. And we're going to go through those reasons, and we're going to tell you if he's being a Michigan State slappy or if he is being legit. I think
Right.
that's a fair question.
Okay, yes.
So he's asking his question that Michigan State will make a bowl game. We are then going to ask the question, is he being a new segment idea. Are you a slappy or are you not?
This is what I meant to read earlier, but I found it now. So, number 1 that he put is the schedule. So, likely wins that he said are Western, Youngstown State, Maryland, Boston College, and UCLA. One thing that I have to say about Boston College is they lost to Boston College last year. They shouldn't have lost, okay? This is a big mistake. This is a huge glitch in the system, and it won't happen again. So that's not something to worry about if you guys.
So
have any
Aidan Chiles
opposition on that.
is interception issues and fumble issues are a glitch in the system?
He's going to improve this year, most definitely. If he gets
How do you know?
5 turnovers in a game, that's absolutely unacceptable. Cut his ass off. He's not going to do that again. All right?
Oh, my.
He's gotten better, and he's gotten his training time and been able to mesh well with a newer offensive line. Like, we're not going to make that mistake again. That was mistakes upon turnovers upon mistakes with the Boston College game, and that should be a likely win.
I agree. I think that BC took way too big of a step back for them not to win that game.
All right, can everyone hear me now? I hope
Yes,
everyone can
they
hear me.
can hear
now.
you.
I hope everyone can hear me. My opinion on if Michigan State makes a bowl game, is that where we're at now? Sorry, I'm texting with JB on how to fix this mic over here. But my opinion for MSU, it's a bowl game or bust for Jonathan Smith. He's really coaching for his job because this current AD did not hire him, and most athletic directors want to hire their own football coach. That's just how it is. And I think it's bowl game or bust for them. And if we're being completely honest, I think they make a bowl game. I think they start out the year 3-0. I really do, and I think that's going to give a little bit of momentum. And I think Aidan Chiles is going to make a step up. And I find it also hard to believe for Jonathan Smith, a guy who built Oregon State to kind of relevancy. Not saying they made the playoff or anything or won the Pac-12, but I think they're going to make a bowl game. I think they win 6 games, and I think Aidan Chiles, he's going to make that step. I really do. And I think they improved on the offensive line and at the wide receiver core as well.
Also, they do play Maryland, I believe.
And they're not good.
Maryland, they don't?
No, I'm saying they're not good.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, Maryland might have some juice at QB, but I just can't take them seriously by the time November comes. So who knows? Who knows?
It all rests on Aidan Chiles.
Ooh,
So,
honey.
Aidan, I mean, shit, dog. Your season's on the line. Your NIL money's on the line.
Right.
You got to get this bread, man. You
Aidan
got to
Chiles,
find a way.
When you are good, you are good. We love to watch you. But when you're bad, you're pissing us all off. So please, stop it.
You heard
Enough
it.
with the turnovers.
Haley is pleading pleading from the Church of Spencer Raxter, because Spencer's mental health is lying on this team to take him through the fall. But I don't believe in Aidan Chiles. I think that some people around this state believing that he's going to lead the Big Ten in receiving yard or passing yards is absolute bullshit. I can't get behind that at all. I'm sorry, and I respect the hell out of him, but that is just an awful prediction. He has some of the best weapons in the country, but at the end of the day, Michigan State wants to run the football, and they want to set their game up by doing that. I don't believe that they have the avenue to really be that air raid offense. I think that Julian Sain's going to lead the Big Ten passing yards. When you have two elite, you want to talk about how good Michigan State's receivers are, then you better be talking 2 times as big when it comes to Ohio State's. Because Ohio State actually has 2 dogs.
I was just saying that MSU improved at their wide receiver core.
They did.
They're obviously not any Carnell Tate or Jeremiah Smith. That's like a different stratosphere. Obviously, Michigan State.
There's levels from being a top 3 receiver room in the Big Ten to being the best receiver room in the entire country.
They're not even
Ohio
top 3
State
in the
is.
Big Ten. I'm just saying they improved. That's all I would say.
No, I think they're improved too. And that wasn't a shot at you. I was not at all. I don't think that there's an avenue for Aidan Chiles to lead the Big Ten in passing yards. I think that
not this year at least.
and they got a tough schedule. Like they play Ohio State, they play Penn State, they play Michigan. They really did not get a great draw this year, and I think that 6-6 is hopeful. I kind of, as we're getting closer to the season, have been leaning more 5-7. But I'm going to stick with 6-6.
Okay, let's move on to the next point because we're only at 1. Number 2 is competent.
Read all of them, and then we'll respond to all of them.
Oh, okay. Smart. So number 2 is competent coordinators. Number 3 is better offensive line. Number 4 is loaded wide receiver room.
We already hit
and
on
number
that.
5 is none other than Aidan Chiles.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think the only thing I didn't hit on in my previous monologue would be the offensive line, which they definitely improved. They went out and they invested real money into that unit and making sure that Aidan Chiles can stay clean to try to help him be insulated. I mean, they insulated Aidan Chiles as much as they possibly could. If it doesn't work this year, it's on Aidan Chiles. That's point blank, period. They did everything in their power. They spent the NIL. They went after guys in the portal. If it doesn't work this year, it's on Aidan Chiles, point blank, period. If Michigan State sucks, Aidan Chiles sucks. They are one and the same. If you don't have a quarterback, you're dead, and that's how it is.
Yeah.
As far as coordinators go, defensive coordinator Joe Rossi, just as far as previous experience for him, he's never looked out of his element. Like, there's been ups and downs with his teams, yes, but him in and of itself, he's never been out of the capabilities that he has to offer for his defensive line. And that's why I think that there should be a calmness with MSU's defense as a whole, their defensive floor, with Joe Rossi in charge. So I think that the defense, previously wasn't amazing. People are saying it should be okay now, but I think that they should be in good hands.
Yeah, I think they should be in good hands. Hopefully, I'm not putting my reputation on the line for Aidan Chiles. I'll tell you that. All right, let's get real now. All right, I'm gonna pull the Neil rule out of my bag.
Who lied to me?
Gun to your head. Aidan Chiles to lead this team to 6-6. Are you taking Aidan Chiles in Michigan State, or are you taking the 5-7? Gun to your head. If it meant your life, are you betting your life on Aidan Chiles to win 6 games, or are you betting the under?
I'm taking 6-6 because
Agreed.
what they were 5-7 last year, right?
Yes.
So I have
The schedule's harder this year.
I've been advocating for Chiles's improvement, his growth as a quarterback, not only him, but Michigan State as a whole.
If
They can make it to a bowl game, and I don't Not even that I'm a huge Michigan State fan, but I just don't want them to have the same record as last year.
If I'm being honest, Justin, I'm taking them going 6-6 because I'm looking at it. They're starting 3-0. They're going to start the year off 3-2. They just are. UCLA, I think, is a little bit of a toss-up, and that game being at noon, Eastern time, that always plays a factor. It always does, regardless of who's playing. That's a win. And Indiana, Michigan, I could see them both as losses. Minnesota, that's a little bit tricky, especially being on the road. But Iowa and Maryland, they're not that good. I truly think they go 6-6. I really do. And they should have gone 6-6 last year if they didn't choke against Boston College. But Chiles went through the growing pains. We're going to see growing pains with Underwood. We're going to see growing pains with Underwood. And we saw the growing pains with Chiles. He's learned a lot. We've seen the flashes. I think he's going 6-6. I think they truly are going 6-6.
A result of Aidan Chiles' sloppiness, inconsistencies, growing pains last year was a lot of Michigan State's close games became losses. Now, this year, I think those quote-unquote close games can turn into wins.
I agree, and I do think they're going to go 6-6. I was just being a dick. Anyway,
just trolling the chat.
Hey, I'm just saying there are a lot of actually believers in chat. I can't lie.
I know lots of.
I can see
7-5,
7 or 8 wins from Dante.
7 or 8
Dante
wins.
is. I love you, Dante. I'm sorry, but you are a slight Michigan State slappy. I won't lie. You're setting yourself a little bit up for too high expectations, but I'm seeing a lot of 7 and 5s. I think it's fair. You know, you got to add the one win for your team. Like, you know, realistically, there's a better chance Michigan goes 9-3, but I'm going to say 10-2. I'm not going to lie to you. There's definitely a little element of the Michigan in there, but at the same time, like I do think Michigan has a very easy path to 10-2, and they have a very easy path to 9-3. I feel.
Also, another point was loaded wide receiver room. I mean, they have Nick Marsh, so.
I wouldn't say loaded, but it's definitely better.
I'm okay with.
No, they got a good wide receiver room. In terms of the Big Ten, they have a very good receiving room. Top 3.
Yeah.
All right. Week 0 was very good. I think we all can. I mean, for some of us.
Are we talking?
Oh yes.
The kickoff game.
We were talking the kickoff game.
It was good to have football on the TV, but the games.
Oh my gosh! Are you kidding? I'm so excited to talk. Are we?
Oh, Jay Saw has made his appearance. The old belt. And Haley, I am introducing this belt for us in our show right now. The winner of our college football face-off each week, the best record among the 3 of us, will retain the belt every single week for our pick segment as we go around college football. Last week, I had the pleasure of kicking Haley's ass with Iowa State as Iowa State won outright. Didn't even need the +3, like I told you as well. I told you Avery Johnson was fake good. I told you that Rocco Becht is a dog. I told you that Matt Campbell was going to get it done. And I promised the chat that I would do this to you, Haley. I apologize.
So is this going to be a thing for forever?
Yes. If you beat me, you get the belt. If Ryan beats me, he gets the belt. But I'm going to be holding the belt all season. I can tell you that right now.
This is Jay Saw.
This is Jay Saw, my betting persona.
Oh, his alter ego.
Oh, God.
Anson has created a monster.
So now I not only have to deal with Justin.
No, you have to deal with Justin and Jay Saw. Yes.
All right, let's talk about it, Jay Saw. You thought that Avery Johnson was fake good.
Which is right.
That game showed that he's not fake good. Yes, he had some sloppiness. He's still inconsistent, but he had some great passes. And you cannot deny that he had not only better numbers technically, statistically than Rocco Becht. Yes, Rocco Becht, he's a better quarterback. I'll say it right now. I'm not going to be a sore loser by any means. I'm glad that I took this loss because it taught me so much about the difference between reading football, listening about football versus viewing football, and that told me a lot.
You can only learn. And shout out to Haley. I got to give her credit and her flowers. I did not expect her to go against me in week 0, okay? I figured that she wasn't even going to play my game until later in the season and let herself get into the season before she came into the teeth of the monster. But we are all set now. We got the pick segment. We got some games, the best games in the country. Week 1 is actually loaded, okay? This might be, and you could correct me, Ryan, this is the best week 1 in recent memory.
Wait, are we done talking about week 0?
I mean, do you want to talk more about you getting your ass kicked? I expect you to bring this at me, too, when you beat me.
You're such a dick. Honestly,
Jaysaw takes no prisoners. This is how...
I get it. And I will not back down to your BS. if this is how you want to fucking do it, I'll do it.
Wow.
Excuse my
Whoa.
language.
I'm sorry. I promised chat. This was requested by chat, and I am only a vessel. I am a vessel. I was literally told on the baseball stream this weekend, Jaysaw need an appearance. Did you see the social media video I recorded? On Woodward's Twitter?
I saw it.
Make sure you go check out Woodward Sports on Twitter. But
really briefly, just because I've been so excited to talk about week 0, because this
yes,
is
we can talk more
the
about week
kickoff
0
game.
for sure.
Regardless of the outcome, yes, I put words on Kansas State and obviously lost to that, but I'm not that mad about it because the game itself was entertaining as hell, and that's what I like to see in football. We had everything that we wanted to see. We had great passes, great touchdowns, interesting conversions, fumbles, sacks, all this stuff, which is a huge expectation.
It was a lit
for
game.
What the rest of college football is going to look like. Some wackiness, some wonkiness, and you don't know who is going to win until the very last minute, which I would like to add. So it was a great game because it's a great rivalry. They were two teams that were very closely ranked against each other. So, yeah, no, I'm not mad about losing.
No, it's one game. At the end of the day, it's one game. And it was a great game. Back and forth the whole time. Lots of turnovers, as it could be expected in the early weeks of the season. It went both sides. Avery Johnson made some plays, but he's also manufactured those plays by his coaching staff. Sorry, not sorry.
Gosh.
What?
We have to talk about Avery Johnson, that video with...
Oh, yes. You're completely right. Also, Avery Johnson's dad fights Avery Johnson's brother after the game.
Insane.
Absolutely rocks his shit. And they're literally dude, that's embarrassing. That's literally, I couldn't think of anything more embarrassing. You're in Ireland for your other son's football game. You then lose, and then you follow that up by not letting the game actually speak for itself, because it was a great game. You have your dad and your brother speaking for you by literally having an all-out brawl in the parking lot of the game. Absolutely ridiculous. That's just awful. That is literally terrible. I can't believe that someone's father would do that to their son, especially a son who's on a national stage.
Okay, but, like, I will talk... He's black and white, so you're wrong about that. You're also wrong that he's a fake good quarterback.
He is fake good.
He is fake good.
He's not fake good.
He is fake good.
He's fake good.
He is fake good.
But what I will agree with you guys on is that video with his dad and his brother fighting each other. That's completely embarrassing, humiliating. I don't know the details on that. But if you, Avery Johnson, a high-level college football athlete, especially a starting quarterback, you're in such light with the media, with your reputation, with your athleticism. You cannot have anything of that sort happening, because anything about you or your external extensions of yourself speak volumes on you, because everyone knows about you. So that's highly embarrassing for yourself, your reputation, and it's very unfortunate that that had to happen. I don't know if alcohol was involved or whatever. Maybe
Definitely.
it's just rivalry.
It just sucks for Avery Johnson.
But it's just really unfortunate.
I'll admit that.
Because
I'll stop
it looks
hating
very
to admit
bad.
that, because he didn't deserve that. He did play well. I will give him his credit. I still think he's fake good. But at the end of the day, I wish that wouldn't have happened to him. He deserved to at least have the spotlight for the one good game he'll have all season. Also, there's a three-way chirp fest going on in chat between an Ohio State fan, a Michigan State fan, and a Michigan fan. Shout out to you guys.
You know
We
what?
welcome
Yeah.
all walks of life, because we're getting this pick segment. We got to go around the NCAA football landscape. We got to give you the picks, okay? We're got to start off with the big. No, we can't start off with the biggest game of the week, or should we? Is it crazy just to come out gunning,
or just
come
do
out
it in
spraying?
the order that it will come.
Let's
All
do
right,
it.
We'll go Ohio State, Texas last, because I would like to talk about that and the length
Start
and
with
more than the rest.
Nebraska, Cincy.
Shout out to Chad Johnson, the owner of the company, in chat. KJ plays with himself. This group has way more upset than. Shout out to Chad. Hey, we ride for each other here at Woodward Sports, and that's how it be. Shout out to Chad. But we're gonna get into it.
Chad, looking forward to meeting you.
Yes,
that's
they
funny.
both are. But Nebraska at Cincinnati. The Nebraska is back invitational. It happens every single year. We are going to tap in. I'm going to lead this thing off. I'm going to go with Nebraska. I think Dylan Raiola is the truth. I think they're going to make the playoff this year, and this is an easy dub. The line is 6.5. I will take Nebraska to win. I don't know about the spread, and this is not one of my best bets, so it does not count on my gambling record.
Dane Key, speaking of Dylan Raiola,
Dane Key is a dog.
Is a great receiver, downfield threat to go with Dylan Raiola, which is another reason why I will agree with you on choosing Nebraska over Cincinnati.
All right, we got two for Nebraska.
Yeah, I'll go Nebraska. I don't trust Cincinnati anymore. I think.
All right, no, we're moving on. This is going quick. If we all agree, we're not breaking it down. There's no reason. This is a quick shooting segment. We're spraying here. All right, next game. This is a sleeper good game, in my opinion. I really like this game. I think this game's really intriguing. Auburn at Baylor. Baylor ended the year on a 6-game heater. Haley, you take it off. Who you thinking?
I'm going to choose Auburn. I think that Auburn's defense as a whole will be the nastiest defense that Baylor has to face. And if Auburn loses, then Auburn fans are going to go nuts. So I just don't see that being a chance.
If you don't have a quarterback, you don't have a chance. And they don't have a quarterback. Jackson Arnold sucks. Oh, my Lord, is he bad. If they were throwing out Deuce Knight, their freshman, instead, I would be taking Auburn all day. I really think Baylor's going to win this game. I think they're undervalued here. They're an underdog in this game. Give me Baylor. And it looks like me and Haley have our first duel of the weekend.
I'll take it.
Yeah, Jackson Arnold's trash. Give me Baylor.
We got Nebraska and Auburn coming from Ryan Everett. We got Baylor out of D-Hint. We got some Baylor love in this bitch. Shout out. All right, keeping it pushing. We got Alabama. No, we're not. Screw that game. That game's going to be a snooze fest. LSU at Clemson, the second best game of the weekend. This is going to be an absolute barn burner. We might take a minute on this one because this one is actually an unbelievable game. Adiz said Baylor. He's from Texas. From a Texan himself. Shout out to Diz.
He's from Waco?
LSU and Clemson. I'm going to say Clemson just because of their history of constant achievements. And I don't know. I'm just, not that I want to choose Clemson, but I don't know. I feel like
that's a good pick. Haley, it's a good pick. I'll cut you off right there. Brian Kelly's a bozo. LSU is overrated. Garrett Nussmeier is not even remotely close to one of the best quarterbacks in the SEC. I think Clemson is a perennial national championship favorite. They're my favorite team to win the Natty at this point. Give me Clemson. They're going to win this game, and they're going to show that they are one of the real teams that are actually national championship worthy.
Yeah, Clemson. I don't like Brian Kelly.
Hey, simple enough. I like it. Now to Brian Kelly's former alma mater, where he used to coach, Notre Dame at Miami for another top 10 tilt. This is such a great slate. Oh, my God. Oh, they're showing Drew Aller. Shout out to him. He sucks.
The Drew Aller hate's real.
It is. I literally hate Drew Aller with all my heart.
I am going to have to say Miami because
Miami is your ACC champ.
I was going to say
What?
last episode I said that they would be my ACC champ, so I'm sticking to it, and I always will. Miami.
Yeah, I'm not. See, I was talking about Justin earlier. My heart wants Miami. but my brain and my head says it's got to be Notre Dame. Crystal Ball's a bum. He sucks in big games. Carson Beck also sucks. I hate Notre Dame. Marcus Freeman is still a fraud. You can't lose to a MAC school and expect to make the playoff.
Okay,
Go
this
Irish.
doesn't
Go
change my
Irish.
opinion on Marcus Freeman. I still love Marcus Freeman.
That's fair. The U will not be winning this game. This will be
It's
a
a Canes
Notre
thing.
Dame victory. CJ Carr is the truth.
That's not
They
true.
are going to go into Miami, and it's going to be hot. But you know what's hotter? Jeremiah Love cutting through that Miami defense like a butter knife and a hot piece of butter. Come on, baby. Give me the Irish. They're going to put the smoke on Miami. Miami is a fraud every year. It's just so nice. You get to see it early this year. You get to see them get absolutely pwned out of playoff contention immediately. You don't got to wait till December. So shout out to Miami fans. You won't have to wait until December to find out if your team's good. You're going to find out right away when Jeremiah Smith
CJ Carr's not
runs
the
for
truth, buddy.
200 yards.
CJ Carr is not the truth.
He
He's
is
not.
the truth.
He is
You
not
will
the
see.
truth. He's not.
You will see.
He's not. He's not.
He's going to be better than Riley Leonard. Watch.
Yeah, that's not hard.
He took him to a national title. What do you want from me, brother?
Mickey Mouse run.
Literally, what do you want from me? He took him to a natty last year.
He
And
beat
everyone
no
wants
one.
to talk about how good Penn State is with all their returning
They're
production,
not.
but they don't want to talk about a team that actually has really good production coming back in Notre Dame. Notre Dame should be talked about in the way that Penn State is right now. Penn State's a bunch of bozos. They're lucky they're not on this list.
Whoa.
All right, let's get to the next one.
No, I'm.
Talk about
Jay
hot
Staw's a
takes.
fiery mofo.
Yeah, it sounds like it, honey.
All right.
All right, next.
All right, chat has been going crazy. We got lots of Clemson love, a split on Notre Dame, Miami.
Yeah.
Lots. Everyone thinks Clemson's going to. Surprisingly, lots of Baylor. That's surprising. Baylor's the sleeper in this whole situation. So shout out to you guys for being so tapped in, and make sure you smash that like button.
Yeah.
As we get into this last game, the game of the weekend, I think we
Might be the
all
year.
are teething over this game. We got Texas going into the shoe to take on Ohio State, and I have my thoughts, but I'm going to refrain as of right now because I have some very choice things to say. But we're going to let Haley take this one.
Some have said that this is the biggest regular season game of all time. That this is the number one and number two, a blend of raw talent and also uncertainty. I could not tell you what the score of this game could be. Could it be a blowout? Who knows? Or could it be really close? Very possibly, yes.
All right.
If I had to choose, Texas.
All right. Hey, this is not the best game of all time. The LSU Alabama ones for better
I
over
said
there.
some have said. Some have said.
It doesn't beat Joe Burrow and Tua Tagovailoa. It doesn't. But I've been battling with it all week, and
Pretty
I
sure
got
Fox said that, so.
well, no wonder.
Well, they're
Fox.
advertising the game.
Yeah, no
so-
wonder Fox said that. But I don't think these quarterbacks are legit, like in terms of what they're supposed to be. There's talent all over the field, but I'm going to go with hook 'em, baby. Texas by 1,000,000. F the Buckeyes. F them. They're frauds. And they're going to use last year's loss to avenge. They're going to win it. Julian Sayin is not going to be that guy. Ryan Day's going to piss down his leg like he normally does. Hook 'em.
Vegas is reeling you guys in. The narratives are getting to everyone. Oh, and I love it. I really do. And I'll admit it. I have a chance to look like a fool. I do. Okay. We're on different sides of a lot of picks this week, but it's not going to matter. I am so damn confident about this game. I will be putting down a hefty sum of money on the Ohio State Buckeyes to beat Texas, and I will tell you why, okay? When you are the quarterback at Ohio State, you don't have to do a lot. You know why? Because you got the best receiver in the country in Jeremiah Smith, and then you have another guy named Carnell Tate, where if you were to drop him on any other team in college football, he would be the wide receiver one on that team. They have the best receivers in the country. They have one of the best tight ends in the country they got from Purdue. They have reloaded their offensive line. This Ohio State team doesn't lose in the shoe very often. Also,
Except
everyone
last
wants
year.
to talk about, oh, Arch Manning has tape on him. Julian Sayin has never played. I'm sorry, I don't value what you do against the gutter trash Mississippi State of the SEC. I don't care what you did against ULM Monroe. I really don't. I care about what you've done against good opponents, and he hasn't played against good opponents. So he is just as much of an unknown as Julian Sand. They have one returning starter, Texas, on their offensive line. That is going to be hell for you going into an Ohio State team that has one of the most loaded defensive lines in the entire country. It is going to be Ohio State, and they are going to absolutely roll Texas. They're going to win this game, and there is not going to be a point in the game where you're thinking that they're going to lose. It is going to be that clean, that smooth. Ohio State is going to take care of business. This reminds me completely of teams that are just getting overhyped. I think that Ohio State will come out, and they're going to roll.
Will Howard, Jeremiah Smith, Julian Sand. All players to most definitely watch out for. Players that are going to make the competition not hard, but deep, if you will. This is going to be the game to watch. I think that it will be a great game to watch because it's loaded talent on both sides. But because of that, I think we need to do something big because we're both opposing on the winners. We need to come up with some type of bet of some sort. It doesn't have to be right now, but it needs to be something because you are obviously feeling so passionate about this that there needs to be something on the line.
I'm having enough on the line.
I'll come up with something.
Yeah, you can come up with
I'll bring it
something,
up
but
the
I
next
will
episode.
already. I will be putting
highlight
my unit size. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I don't get paid that much money, so I don't have the biggest unit size. My unit is usually $10, but I will be putting 5 units on it. I'll be putting $50 on it. That's my start of the year unit when I want to be high rolling, and I am high rolling on this game. This is big game, Justin. We are locked in, ready to go. I feel so confident. This is my best bet of the entire weekend. I think Ohio State's going to I think they're gonna beat Texas down, and it's gonna be a great game.
Okay, I need to say it now just to get this out of the way, and I don't want this to be something that I say after the fact. But when I was looking into it, it was the type of thing where this little birdie in the back of my head was saying, Ohio State, it'll be Ohio State. Ohio State's going to win. But I'm just trying to, get it out the way and focus on what I know, and I'm going to stick to my guns and say Texas. I'm not going to be this wishy-washy, no. But I just needed to say that this was not an easy decision for me to choose Texas. But I'm going to stick with it, and I will come up with a bet.
All right, Haley's going to come up with a bet. Chat is popping off right now. They are honestly kind of shocked I took Ohio State. And there are some people that do agree with me. Chat's kind of split. Ryan, can you put a chat poll in the chat?
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
And put in who do you think is going to win, Texas or Ohio State?
Yes.
I want to know what the people think. Because the splits on the sports book is 70% on Texas and 30% on Ohio State. And that makes me lick my fucking lips. And I also think they misranked these teams on purpose. What? Okay. Who said that? Horns down. Come on.
Oh, we haven't talked about Georgia Tech and Colorado.
See, I think this is a really interesting game because it's going to really show what is Deion Sanders made of. I mean, he lost his 2 star pupils. For real. They lost Travis Hunter and Shadur Sanders, and for me personally, I think the only reason they were as good as they were last year was because of the 2 of them. Is that a fair statement?
Yes. Fair.
Yes. So, I do think they're due for some regression. How good they will be to be seen, because Cade Salter's really good. But this Georgia Tech team's good, too. They're bringing back Haynes King. They got Justice Haynes. They are also very good. I think it's going to be a great game to watch. I think there's too many unknowns for me to really place a stamp on it like I did for the Ohio State game, because I just think that anything could happen, like, seriously. But I'm very interested to see this game. I think that Colorado did a great job reloading the portal, and so did Georgia Tech. It's gonna be a shootout. I think it's gonna be a great game, though.
Speaking of the portal, Colorado, Deion Sanders has been known to take lots of players from the portal, use the portal quite often. Numbers speaking, he's used it less recently, but nonetheless, he has been known to take players from the portals and be able to gel them so quickly, so fluently, right off the bat, that I am confident that he can build his returning team as well as his portals and make them ready to be able to go out guns blazing like right away. And honestly, like, Deion Sanders has rebuilt at least Colorado football as a whole to where I have so much faith in him and his abilities as a coach that there's no way I couldn't choose Colorado.
And Steve-O Baby brings up that, Justin, do you remember when people wanted to fire Ryan Day? Yeah, I do. And I personally wanted that to happen because I didn't want it to happen personally because Michigan just owns Ryan Day for the last couple of years, so I didn't want him to go. I thought that there was a big part of the Ohio State fan base that did feel that type of way about Ryan Day. I think at the end of the day, though, there was nothing that was ever a worry to him because I think that he knew what his team was. I think he had faith in how good they were, and that the Michigan game was just an outlier, a much-needed loss in the totality of the season, where I think that it was never going to happen. Even if he would have lost to Oregon or lost into Texas later in the playoff, I still don't think he would have been fired. I think he had enough leeway to stay. I mean, Rip Brutus in chat could, tell me if I'm wrong or not. I know there was a big faction of the fan base, but at the end of the day, the fans don't necessarily control the product on the field. If the Ohio State administration still felt like Ryan Day could lead a football team, he's still going to be leading the football team regardless of what the fans think. All right. Well, that's going to do it for us today. The College Football Show.
Oh, yeah, that's the end.
Yes. We appreciate everyone being here. Thank you so much for watching. Smash that like button if you haven't already. We appreciate all the love on our show. This is our highest viewed show, most chat interaction. So thank you so much for your time from Justin, from Haley, and from Ryan, who has been killing it over there in the TD booth. We will catch you in the next episode next Tuesday at 7:30, every Tuesday. We are going to be live, 7:30, College Football Show. We'll catch you in the next one. 7:30.